Elijah Dunton, the Fergus Falls Community Band's free concert Thursday night, August 21st at 7 o'clock at the Fergus Falls High School Auditorium.
What's the Ox say?
Today on Hot Talk with the Ox. Right away, hear how the Trump-Putin summit went on Friday, highlights, reactions, and junk. Then a recap of weekend news and the latest. And it's Minnesota State Fair Week. Anyone going on the first day on Thursday? Oh, and how about them bikes? But right away, test your recall of last week's shows on Heard It on Hot Talk. See you for Hot Talk with the Ox today from 2 to 5 on News Talk 1250 KBRF.
What's the Ox say?
Join the team at Easy Open Garage Doors. They're hiring a full-time service tech in Fergus Falls. Paid training, great benefits, no weekends. Call 218-770-1305 to apply and start your next career move today with Easy Open Garage Doors.
It's Morning Talk on News Talk 1250 KBRF, brought to you by Pioneer Care and Fergus Falls Monument Company. Now, here's Mary Dolan and Dave Bishop.
There we go. Good Monday morning. It is, 10 after 9. Hoping everybody had a great weekend. How's it going, Mary?
Good. Another fast weekend. I don't know how those days go so fast, but then Monday through Friday goes pretty fast too. Oh, okay. Well, I do know that one thing that I either going to get a different weather app or I'm going to stop believing the radar because I saw it last night and it looked like we were just going to get crushed with some thunderstorms and then nothing happened. Not a drop, not a crack of thunder, not a bit of lightning, but it looked so ugly on the radar. I thought, well, I'll batten down the hatches, you know.
I'll get you in touch with my radar app.
Yeah, I need a different one because the one I'm using is not very trustworthy.
Mine's pretty good.
Okay.
And if you click on it, it brings up the warning and all that.
Okay, that's the weather app I need. So yeah, you and I will talk after the show so I can get that because this has happened to me, 2 or 3 times in the last week where it just looks like we're just going to get hammered. And there's, it just looks like no way we'll get missed.
Yeah.
And then nothing happens. So I wonder, Kyle, is the radar that far off? But anyway, yeah, great weekend. And this is kind of, the time of year when I start biking.
Okay.
Because during the summer, we have a lot of company at the lake. My grandkids are out there a lot, and we love, love, love that. And so as long as the grandkids are able to be there, then I want to be there too. But now it gets back into fall sports and going back to school. And so this is kind of when traditionally I start my biking. So I did Saturday or Friday, I think it was. I rode 16 miles. And
nice.
Also on Saturday, rode about 10 or 11 miles. But here's the good part of those 2 bike rides. I got to go all the way through on the trail through Maplewood State Park.
Yep, they completed that.
And oh my goodness, if you've not been on that section of the trail, so between Highway 108, which is where you go traditionally drive into Maplewood State Park, and then between that and County Road 3 is about just about 4 miles. And it is the prettiest trail. In fact, I had no idea how long it was. And I wasn't sure how long my battery was going to last is the whole crux of the deal. And I'm one of those people that with my e-bike, I turn the battery on, but I don't turn the power on unless I need it. So I bike like a regular bike, but then if it gets to a serious hill, then I turn the power on to help me get up. But anyway, I thought, I have no idea how long it is through here. So I just had John drop me off because I have to ride quite a ways from our cabin to get on the trail.
On the trail, yep.
And so I thought, well, he could just drop me off on the trail. And so I started kind of out by the Blackboard, and if you know where that restaurant is on 41. And then I rode toward the park and then went all the way through the park. And then I thought, well, I can just call John. He can meet me on, I can ride to town and he can meet me there. And I thought, nope. I got through that 4 mile stretch in the park and I thought, I'm going to turn around and go right back again because it's so pretty. I want to do that again. And I cannot tell you how busy that trail was
Oh, I
on
believe it.
Saturday. Oh my goodness. You were encountering somebody, I mean, every couple of minutes. I mean, it was just packed. And it's really fun when you encounter the other bike riders because everybody was so, first of all, it was a beautiful day.
Yep.
And people are just loving those trails. And so I know there was a lot of, when they started this whole trail thing, people were all up in arms, and especially those people who
Yeah, it was
had
pretty
land that was
controversial.
going to be affected. But I got to tell you, if you thought nobody was going to use those trails, you couldn't be more wrong because there's so many people out on
Yep.
the trail. And it was so much fun. I just really loved getting out on my bike again. And but if you haven't done the trail through the park, it's a must do. It's beautiful.
How are the
Absolutely
hills?
beautiful. Yeah, there's a fair amount of hills, but very doable. And anyway, it was great. So I would compare. My other favorite place to ride is over in Battle Lake. I love
Yep.
Glendalough. And I would say this is quite a bit more hilly than Glendalough.
Yeah, I would say Glendalough is pretty flat.
Yeah. But equally as pretty.
Okay.
And you ride right by one of the lakes. I don't know what the lakes are called in the park, but and you end up going right past the ranger station where you check in and that sort of thing. No signage or anything with regard to paying for riding through the park.
Normally you have to pay if you're in a car, so I think you're okay if you're on a bike.
Okay, well, and I probably should have stopped, but I didn't see anybody else doing that, and I didn't see any signs telling me you have to stop, but I mean, it certainly wouldn't hurt me to buy a park pass.
Yeah.
I'm happy to do that. And now that I've been through there once, the next time I go through, or at least I'm going to call and make sure that I'm not riding illegally. But it's absolutely beautiful. So, and I know it was kind of a stretch. There was a lot of red tape and paperwork to go through to get that going through the park. But man, it was worth it. So that's going to be another favorite for me this year. And thankfully, it's pretty close by. So
One of the things I'm looking forward to this week is the Chamber Golf Scramble.
are you playing?
Yes, we've got our crack team ready to go.
Okay, all right.
So we are heavily excited. We've got our
Okay.
ringer again this year, Pat Scholl.
Pat
from the Viking.
Okay, he's your ringer.
Yes.
He's a good golfer.
He's a good golfer.
Yeah.
And then it's myself, Derek Sidian, and the Ox.
Oh, how fun.
So, yeah, so the four of us are
Well,
going to
I'm sure
conquer.
I'll see you out there. I'm going to be out there kind of coming and going. You'll look for me on the tee box on number 10, okay?
You'll be on time?
Because that's the tee box that Nelson Auto is the sponsor of. And so I'll be coming and going from there, and it's always fun to stand on a tee box and greet all the people that come through.
Chuck, Zach, and Miles will be on tee box 1, so they'll be just kind of overlooking you.
Oh, okay. Well, good. Then I can run up from 10 to 1 and, hassle those guys a little
Yeah.
bit. Okay. Looking forward to all of this. Is it sounding like more fun all the time? Now, we just have to get the weather to turn around because
I'm hoping
it looks rainy. So let's hope that we can change that forecast.
Yeah, it says Thursday night, so hopefully we can get our golf
Okay.
in. And
Okay, good.
be
That
good.
would be okay. Yeah, it doesn't look like maybe until dinner time, early evening.
Yeah.
So that would be great if we could hold off on the rain for the day because that's such a fun tournament.
oh yeah,
Yeah, and it's a great fundraiser for the Chamber. It's one of their biggest of the year. And so anyway, I think it's relatively full, if not completely packed. They usually have all 144 golfers and sometimes a few extra. There's some fivesomes out there, I think, too. So lots of people playing in that one. Should be fun. Well, okay, so the weekend, we hear on Friday, of course, President Trump meets with
the
Putin. And I think everything that I read or saw or listened to sounds, at least coming from President Trump, that he thought it was pretty successful, although no deals made.
Yeah.
Now it's kind of in Zelensky's court, and they are meeting today. Is that correct?
I think so. I know they're
Yeah.
meeting this week. I don't remember the day.
Yeah, I think it is today. Anyway, but it looks like in order to get this deal done, Ukraine would have to give up all of the ports. So
that's not gonna happen.
everything on the water, and they would be, essentially become a landlocked country. And I don't know if I'm Ukraine. I don't want that.
I don't think they're going to agree to that.
And I kind of don't think they will either. But Trump is saying, you know what, this is in Zelensky's hands now. He could stop this war. Well, sure he could, but
Putin could stop this war.
But yeah, so here's the deal. I mean, in order to reach an agreement, both sides have to give a little.
Yeah.
Because if one guy gets everything he wants and the other guy doesn't, that's a surrender.
Yeah.
That's not, you have to, that's not an agreement. That is a surrender. And I don't see that happening.
No.
But anyway, I guess we can hope for the best, but it seems unlikely to me, but I guess we'll see. So 7 European leaders from the UK, Germany, Italy, Finland, France, and the EU and NATO, they are all set to join Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky in talks with President Trump, and that is today, to address the conflict with Russia. Trump met with Vladimir Putin in Alaska over the weekend, where the Russian president reportedly agreed to give Ukraine robust security guarantees as part of the potential peace deal. So he'll tell him, we're not going to attack you again. And I think, well, who believes Putin?
Well,
because he's a liar.
Yeah, plus you got to look back in the history of all of this. Back when the Soviet Union is split up, Ukraine had the third largest stockpile of nuclear weapons because all that was stored in Ukraine. And Russia said, don't worry, if you give it up, we'll protect you. And sure enough,
Yeah,
what do we got going on?
I know it. Ugh. Okay, this was an interesting story. I heard bits of it on my way in today. So talking a little bit more about what's going on in Washington, D.C., that the National Guard has been called in to hopefully cut down on some of, the crime that has been going on and clean up the city a little bit.
Yep.
And here's the interesting fallout over the weekend. I don't know if you saw any of this, but there are videos all over social media of people from big cities. And interestingly enough, many of them are black. And they're Illinois, California. These people are saying, hey, we see what you're doing in Washington, D.C. Can we have the National Guard here? They're begging for someone to come in and clean up the city.
Oh, I bet you Chicago. Everybody wants
gosh.
the National Guard in there.
Right.
It's just a war zone.
But then, in the context of these recent events, get this, Minnesota, New York, and California are states that have been involved in discussions or actions related to National Guard deployments, immigration policies, and education funding. Minnesota, New York, and California are among the states that have pushed back against the Education Department's attempt to cut school funding over DEI. Additionally, governors from these states have testified at hearings regarding sanctuary policies and immigration. Furthermore, National Guard members from these states have been called up in response to civil unrest. Governors from Minnesota, New York, and other states have expressed concerns about federal overreach when the Trump administration deployed troops to Los Angeles. They argue that such actions undermine the sovereignty of individual states and their ability to manage their own affairs. Well, they're not managing their own affairs.
And it's laughable if Walz is going to talk about overreach.
Oh my goodness, no kidding. And so every time I see, this kind of stuff happening, and they call out the states that are being particularly ridiculous with regard to these things, and Minnesota is one of them.
Always on the list.
Gosh, I'm so sad that we've become who we've become.
Become
here
a laughingstock.
In Minnesota, absolutely. And somebody had this conversation. Over the weekend, somewhere I was, I heard people talking about whether or not Tim Walz would run again for governor. I don't think his hat is in the ring yet, is it?
No, he said he'd make his decision after the state fair.
Oh, okay. So he'll be glad handing at the state fair, I suppose, starting on Thursday, huh?
Yep.
Yeah. And wasn't it, was it last year that or maybe it was a couple of years ago, that he was there and they could hardly get people to come over and visit with him.
Yeah, and that's when he was running for vice president.
Yeah, so anyway. All right, 3 men were killed and 9 others were injured in a shooting at a crowded New York City nightclub. The incident involved multiple gunmen firing numerous shots with no arrests that have been made yet. Police are reviewing security footage and interviewing witnesses to identify the shooters. The shooting, suspected, of course, to be gang-related, took place at the Taste of the City Lounge in Brooklyn. A little closer to home, Moorhead. Now, another shooting over the weekend. 2 more people dead. What is the deal? Would that makes 2 weekends and 5 or 6 people?
Yeah.
That's, in fact, I heard a stat that per 1,000 people, if you look at the numbers, per 1,000 people, Fargo has a worse or a crime rate or a death rate from shootings that rivals some of these big cities like Chicago.
Wow.
That's pretty scary. I just feel like every time I turn the TV on, somebody has shot someone in Fargo and Moorhead.
Yep.
Wow. Hurricane Erin weakened, thankfully, to a Category 3 storm over the Atlantic, north of the Caribbean, but is likely to strengthen again, they think. Erin, the first Atlantic hurricane of 2025, had maximum sustained winds of 125 miles an hour. That's plenty fast.
Yep.
And the storm center was located north of San Juan, Puerto Rico, moving west-northwest. They are not expecting it to hit landfall in the United States. All right, coming up on 9:30, break for the markets. And when we come back, fewer young people are meeting these 5 adulthood milestones. We'll tell you what they are when we come back on Morning Talk.
Back with more Morning Talk with Mary Dolan and Dave Bishop. Brought to you by Pioneer Care and Fergus Falls Monument Company. After the markets on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Depend on it.
What's the ox say?
Today on Hot Talk with the Ox. Right away, hear how the Trump-Putin summit went on Friday. Highlights, reactions, and junk. Then a recap of weekend news and the latest. And it's Minnesota State Fair Week. Anyone going on the first day on Thursday? Oh, and how about them bikes? But right away, test your recall of last week's shows on Heard It on Hot Talk. See you for Hot Talk with the Ox today from 2 to 5 on News Talk 1250 KBRF.
What's the ox say?
Keeping you company out on the lakes. The Minnesota Twins and News Talk 1250 AM KBRF.
Hey, it's Chris Atterbury. No baseball today, an off day for the Twins after a big win on Sunday. They'll get back at it against the Athletics on Tuesday with Joe Ryan on the mound. It's a 6 o'clock lineup card and a 6:40 first pitch on your home for Twins baseball.
News Talk 1250 AM KBRF. Depend on it.
Summer weather can change quickly, and that's why you can count on News Talk 1250 KBRF and the Fergus Now app for up-to-date weather coverage. We love hearing from you and want to see your severe weather photos, whether it's hail, storm damage, threatening clouds, whatever it might be. To submit your summer severe weather photos, go to kbrfradio.com, then to Weather Spotter page located on the Weather tab. Summer severe weather coverage on News Talk 1250 KBRF.
I'm Derek Sidian with KBRFradio.com News. Join me live every Friday on KBRFradio.com or the Fergus Now app for the weekly news recap, where I recap this week's hottest local news and you catch up on what you might have missed. The live stream starts at 12:30 and will be available to watch after the stream ends. The KBRFradio.com weekly news recap is brought to you by Fergus Falls Monument, online at foreverstonememorial.com, memorials that matter.
KBRF presents Where to Eat, the culinary adventure, sponsored by Dandelion and Burdock and Service Food in Fergus Falls.
Hi, I'm Zach Daniels.
And I'm Dave Bishop, your guides to the region's culinary treasures.
Join us as we explore various restaurants, uncover delicious meals, and highlight each restaurant's signature dish.
Experience diverse cuisine types, unique atmospheres, and must-try dishes. Check it out on KBRFradio.com and the Fergus Now app.
New episodes air every first Friday of the month. Where to Eat, powered by Dandelion and Burdock and Service Food of Fergus Falls.
I'm Jessica at the Fergus Falls Monument Company. I'm the first person you see when you come through the door, and I also talk to customers every day on the phone. Many of them find choosing a memorial ahead of time is convenient and works best when there is time to plan and think about it. Planning ahead not only gets you the everlasting memorial of your choice, it also helps your family through the grieving process. At Fergus Falls Monument, we can help you plan ahead and choose a memorial made right here locally. Call or stop in or visit us online at foreverstonememorials.com.
Find out why the markets are moving. Get in-depth ag information with the Red River Farm Network on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Depend on it.
Good morning. Market update time here on the Red River Farm Network. I'm Tyler Donaldson. Grains starting out mixed. Corn mixed, soybeans, and wheat are both down. Global Commodity Analytics and Consulting owner Mike Zuzolo says grains are looking to maintain their reversal that they showed following last week's WASDE report.
I think the two big things this week are going to be, can we continue on with the type of reversal look that we had in the prices after the WASDE report? The price negative WASDE report brought about a look of a reversal in the market as far as higher price action on a bearish or price negative report. And the crop tour is going to be one determinant, I think, in terms of whether the trade feels comfortable continuing to cover short positions, assuming that USDA's numbers, their yield numbers especially, were numbers that were in the rearview mirror, and that those were the top end numbers that we were going to see had it not been for the drier, hotter weather that we're now underneath.
Cattle markets finding some support from the recent press conference between Texas Governor Abbott and Ag Secretary Rollins.
We're trying to push back a little bit more in the feeder cattle market as we see the August contract get ready to go off the board. This is one of those markets where we have been able to find bullish news. The press conference between the governor of Texas and the Ag Secretary of the USDA, in my opinion, was a feed the bull type report because there was no timeline for when we were going to see the border restrictions lifted, and that it was going to take quite some time, it sounded like, with the policy moves that they introduced in that press conference. And so I think the market found some support off of.
You are listening to the Red River Farm Network.
You hustle, you grind, you push your farm forward every single day. Now it's time to make your inputs work just as hard as you do. CHS Autumn Rewards Pro gives you the power to finance fertilizer, crop protection, and seed at rates as low as 0%. That's money in your pocket. That's fuel for your operation. That's just smart financing. Talk to your CHS representative today to lock in financing as low as 0%, or go to chsagronomy.com/rewards for more info.
Unique farming operations need unique financial solutions. Ag Country Farm Credit Services offers customized financing that fits any size farm, ranch, or agribusiness. The next time you're in the market for more land, equipment, facilities, or maybe even an operating loan, contact the team at Ag Country. They know agriculture and will work for you. Ag Country. Focused on ag, focused on you. Ag Country is an equal opportunity lender.
Farmers and ranchers depend on farm radio. In fact, the average farm has 11 radios. Over half of our farm listeners have 20 or more radios on the farm. The Red River Farm Network is your go-to source for farm news, markets, and weather. Dedicated, determined, dependable. Don Wick, Jamie Tickerman, Tyler Donaldson, Drew Lerner on the Red River Farm Network. We're the Red River Farm Network, and we're reporting agriculture's business.
Food insecurity is a growing problem in America. Over 47 million people. More people face hunger today than during the COVID pandemic. 1 of every 5 children in America is food insecure. And hunger isn't just an urban issue. Almost 90% of the most food insecure counties are rural. The National Association of Farm Broadcasting invites you to lend a hand and help end hunger. Go to nafbhunger.com.
Checking quotes for you. September wheat Minneapolis is down a penny, 5.69 even. September wheat Chicago down 3.5 to 5.03 even. KC September wheat's down 2.5 cents to 5.04 1/4. September corn's down 0.5 cent, 3.83 1/4. September soybeans down a penny and a quarter at 10.21 even. In Winnipeg, November canola is down $4.90 per metric ton at 6.56 Canadian. August live cattle down 72 cents, 235.52. August feeders down $1 to 345.15. October hogs are 17 cents higher right now at 90.27. This is the Red River Farm Network.
Summer weather can change quickly, and that's why you can count on News Talk 1250 KBRF and the Fergus Now app for up-to-date weather coverage. We love hearing from you and want to see your severe weather photos, whether it's hail, storm damage, threatening clouds, whatever it might be. To submit your summer severe weather photos, go to kbrfradio.com, then to Weather Spotter page located on the Weather tab. Summer severe weather coverage on News Talk 1250 KBRF.
Summer means road construction in Minnesota. If you're behind the wheel, work zone safety is part of your job too. Slow down in work zones. Remember, slower speeds save lives. Put away distractions and keep your eyes focused on the road. Move over when you can to give crews more room to work. When we all work together, everyone gets home safely. This message brought to you by the Minnesota Department of Transportation, the Minnesota Broadcasters Association, and this station.
What's the ox say?
Today on Hot Talk with the Ox. Right away, hear how the Trump-Putin summit went on Friday. Highlights, reactions, and junk. Then a recap of weekend news and the latest. And it's Minnesota State Fair Week. Anyone going on the first day on Thursday? Oh, and how about them bikes? But right away, test your recall of last week's shows on Heard It on Hot Talk. See you for Hot Talk with the Ox today from 2 to 5 on News Talk 1250 KBRF.
What's the ox say?
Summer flies by, doesn't it? Between family outings, kids' activities, and soaking up every bit of sunshine, we're all on the go. But in the middle of the rush, don't forget to check in with yourself. Lakeland Mental Health Center reminds you your mental well-being matters too. If you're feeling overwhelmed, anxious, or down, reach out. Make the call to LMHC. Visit lmhc.org and connect with support that fits your needs. With services available in Alexandria, Detroit Lakes, Fergus Falls, Glenwood, and Moorhead, LMHC is here to help today for a better tomorrow.
Leighton Media has an amazing opportunity to add a media consultant to our Fergus Falls team. If you have energy, integrity, and a passion to talk to people, you might be the perfect fit. We want someone that is not only a go-getter, but a team player who's eager to be part of a successful, supportive team. If you're ready to make an impact with the businesses we work with, we want to hear from you. Apply today at Leighton.media and become part of a team that values community, integrity, and growth. That's Leighton.media to apply. Your success starts here.
News Talk 1250 KBRF. Listen anytime, any place with the Fergus Now app on your phone. One of my favorite segments throughout the week. It's now time for two Marys and a Dave.
Do love this segment because we get to hear about all the good food that they're cooking every Wednesday through Saturday out at the American Legion. Good morning, Mary.
Good morning, guys. How's it going today?
Well, good. We're off to another start of a week, and we always like to visit with you on Monday to get kind of the lay of the land for the week and, how we're going to plan all our meals for the week. Wednesday through Saturday are some of our favorite days because those are the days that you guys are open.
We are open Wednesday through Saturday. Our carry-out hours are Wednesday, Thursday, Friday from 11 till 8. And Saturday from 3 till 8, but you can dine in Wednesday, Thursday, Friday and Saturday from 3 until 8. So join us, either carry out or dine in. We'd love to have you.
Okay. Well, I know you've got some great dessert specials for what's left of August.
We do have great specials this month, and they're selling really, really well. We have a white cake with a vanilla buttercream frosting. We have plain cheesecake, and we have an amazing lemon cream cheese pie that just is selling like crazy.
Well, you had me
Very
at cream
too.
cheese. Anytime you add cream cheese, it's got to be good, right?
I think cream cheese is amazing. Does lots of good things for everything you put it in.
Absolutely. Well, and not only that, but we always like to talk about the first day of the week that you're open, which is Wednesday, and then you give us a great Wednesday special every week. So what do we have to look forward to this Wednesday?
This week, the Wednesday special is a pizza burger and wedges.
Ooh.
Along with a treat.
Okay, so
highly intrigued.
Yeah, that's something new, right?
I think we've had it once before, and it sold really well. So we thought, well, we'll get some more, and we'll run her again.
Okay, that sounds great to me. Pizza burger sounds really good. Is there like a sauce or something on it, or cheese?
There is. There's mozzarella cheese and sauce on it.
Oh, yum! Even better. It sounds so good. Well, that and you know, we always talk about the Wednesday special, but so many things on your menu, something for everybody.
A lot of variety on the menu. We have, of course, the ribs are kind of a staple and the most popular thing, but we also have burgers and sandwiches and fish, chicken strips, grilled chicken, shrimp, different salads.
You got some great appetizers, too.
Yep.
Sometimes I make a meal of appetizers.
Yeah, you like the drummies.
I do like the drummies. Those are so good.
And I know my dad loves the walleye dinner.
Yeah.
He is a pretty regular with that. He had the special last week, though, Dave.
Oh,
okay. All right. There you go. All right. Well, if we are looking to get on the list for that Wednesday special, or maybe we've got something coming up and we would like to, you know, get a number of them to go, what's the number to call, Mary?
Give us a call here at the Legion, 739-4633.
All right. Mary, you have a great week.
You as well.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Mary from the American Legion, our guest and sponsor on the show every Monday. Pizza, burger, wedges, and a treat.
I'm going to have to give that a shot.
That sounds good, doesn't it?
Burgers, yeah.
Yeah, sounds really good. All right. Well, we are back on the show, and the story that I teased just before the break. Fewer young people are meeting 5 adulthood milestones. This is a U.S. Census Bureau.
Can I guess?
Deal. Yeah. That shows that fewer young adults are reaching traditional adult milestones. So, yeah. So you give us...
owning a home.
Sort of. Moving out of their parents' home.
Wow, okay. I wasn't thinking that it was that low on the list.
Yeah, sorry.
Then I'm going to say getting married.
Yep.
Having kids.
Yep.
Having a job. I mean, if they're not moving out of their parents' house, they don't have a job.
Yes. So those are the 4 key milestones that they are just not meeting these days. They are still living in their parents' home. A lot of them don't have a job. They're not getting married, and they're not having children. Wow. This is just young adults now. They don't give us
if you're
25 to 34.
If you're, don't have a job and you're living in your parents' house, obviously you're not going to meet anyone to get married or have kids.
Exactly. Well, anyway, researchers attribute the decline to economic challenges and shifting cultural attitudes. That's
number one.
Where the problem lies,
Number
I
one.
think. Rising costs for housing, food, gas, and childcare are also factors. And I think all those things are understandable.
Yep.
Because they're expensive, for sure. The report notes that more young adults are prioritizing education and work over marriage and parenthood. So what do you think about that?
Wow. It's just sad.
Well, it is. But, I think they say that marriage is increasingly viewed as a capstone of adulthood, something to pursue after achieving economic stability.
All right, Derek wants in on this.
Okay.
I just got to look over there and I see him with his headphones and right up to the mic staring at me, and I'm like...
There he is. Okay, so Derek, what do you think?
Morning.
We like to bring in Derek because he's the young guy on
our
the team.
Gen Zer, and he's in the poll age.
Yeah.
I just have to say, as someone who, as a younger adult who is married, has kids, did own a home, it's a lot of the economic the economy of it all.
Yeah.
It
didn't keep you from doing it, though.
No, but most of the shifting attitudes towards it, and there's a lot of people who are still looking towards that. There are a lot of people who might not be looking for marriage or childcare, looking to still purchase a home either by themselves or with other people, but it's just not very attainable.
No, I get that.
And with how high rent prices is, not so much in Minnesota and North Dakota, but you look into your big cities, those rent prices are so high. It's just not feasibly attainable with the level of jobs people are able to get.
Well, plus, I mean, interest rates right now are insane. I mean,
I don't
look
even know
at
what are interest rates. If you were to buy a home, would they be
like 7 or 8?
Okay.
I think ours is at like 2 or 3.
Yeah, I know. I know when we were in the 2s, I think.
Yeah, because we bought just before the interest rates popped up.
Yep.
And just before the market boomed again. I mean, our house has gone up in value $100,000 since we bought it.
Ours has too. That's crazy?
It's crazy.
In
it's only
6
been a couple.
years.
It's almost impossible to find a decent house for under $200,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. And isn't that something?
It's sad.
When I was for sure when I was growing up, and even Dave when you were growing up, a $200,000 house was a heck of a house.
Especially around here, it was a mansion.
Yeah, it was. And now, oh my goodness, it's nothing. I don't know what the median house price in Fergus Falls is, but I bet it's a lot higher than we think.
We paid $165 for ours, and now it's valued at about $270.
Isn't that something? I know ours went up about $150,000 in 6 years. So that's big.
But especially in terms of having children, it is so expensive to have kids. When you have to have your household, you have to have 2 parents with good paying jobs. You can't watch young kids, so you have to pay for daycare. Or like in my case, I'm lucky. My in-laws are amazing and help watch as I go to work, as my wife goes to work. But most people, there are a lot of people who are not in that position. And so a lot of people are seeing these younger parents who are paying thousands upon thousands of dollars in
it's
daycare.
Just crazy.
And that's not to mention food, clothes, formula. A tiny can of formula.
Oh, terrible.
Is
I know.
like $20.
Oh my gosh. Well, here's a frightening number. This is my niece and her husband or her family. They've got 3 little kids, and this is near Alexandria. No, I take that back. They're down in the cities. They have another place in Alec, but they're outside the city, and they are paying $1,500 a week.
Yep.
Wow.
Something like $75,000 a year, just daycare. Is that frightening?
Holy cow.
I remember, when my dad, this is how old I am, when Kate was little, I was paying, I think it was like $13 a day for daycare. So that was pretty cheap by the end of the week and the month even. But can you imagine laying out $1,500 a week? Yeah, $6,000 a month.
I knew someone when I worked up at an automotive dealership up in Fargo for a little while, and I knew someone who ended up leaving. He was a mechanic there. He ended up leaving that job because his wife had started a daycare, and they made way more money, running the daycare. So he hopped on and worked with her so they could house more kids.
Okay. Wow.
Wow.
I would really have to want to make money to do daycare. I couldn't do it.
No.
That would not be for me. But I mean, so yeah, you are absolutely right. But for your family, it didn't stop you from doing it. It sounds like it's stopping a lot of people your age from going forward with marriage and buying a home and having children, and that's kind of sad.
I mean, it's been stopping us from buying a home, or even we've been having a tough time, getting back into a spot where we're renting again. It's not a great situation for a lot of people out there. Even because we took a big step, buying a house, and we were at the time we were nice in a good spot, and we didn't have any kids. And it was like, okay, we'll make this step and we'll keep building and building. and all it takes is one little setback,
Little
which we've had a
hiccup, yep.
lot of over the last 5 years. There have been a lot of instances where people are getting set back when they're making these big advancements, and it's keeping people from wanting to go out.
Right. Well, I guess, I mean, I get it. It's expensive.
I was talking to somebody I know that rents, and he said his rent has gone up 4 times in the last year.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Well, you can go to New York. They're going to have some cap on their rent there, I guess. Just joking. Anyway, all right. Well, okay, Derek, before you go, here's one more thing. How would you feel? There's a little bit of maybe a clue out there that the upcoming Super Bowl, who the halftime show will be. Did you see this?
I have seen this.
Okay, all right.
I watched part of the podcast that it was on. I haven't gotten through it yet. It was one of those things where it's such a weird cultural phenomenon, that particular podcast episode that housed Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift, that's the name they're throwing around.
But yeah, it was. I saw some people breaking it down, and I understand where it's coming from, but listening to it, I'm like, she may have just been talking about sourdough.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, they're speculating that she's going to be the headliner.
Yeah.
It's going to be at Levi Stadium, home of the San Francisco 49ers. There were some things dropped during her recent record-setting New Heights podcast appearance. Is that what you're talking about, right?
Yep.
Okay, and she, so in addition to announcing her new album, The Life of a Showgirl, Swift also dropped random clues, including her obsession with making sourdough. Repeated mentions of number 47, the stadium was the 47th stop on her Eras tour, and the upcoming 60th Super Bowl aligning with her comment, I'm really talking about bread 60% of the time, she said. Anyway,
I still think it's reaching. I don't think she's going to do it.
I think it's possible now that the Eras tour is over. It was very weird because, like I said, I listened to a lot of the sourdough conversation. It really sounds like they're talking about her baking sourdough.
Okay.
Like they get into
That's really weird. I mean, do people love Taylor Swift so much that they will listen for an hour to her talking about sourdough?
Well, she was talking about more about that, and there are some interesting things that I got to hear she was talking about.
I've seen bits of that. I guess I didn't hear anything about the tour or anything. They were talking about how when she first met Jason, and it was at that Bills Mafia game or the Bills game. But yeah, I mean, I watch New Heights every once in a while. I guess that episode I have not had a chance to watch yet.
I'm not a podcaster, so I don't watch that.
Well, it's the Kelsey brothers,
yeah,
so I find them entertaining.
I usually just see clips of them, but when I saw a few of the clips with Taylor Swift, I was like, okay, I think I need to listen to this one because my wife loves Taylor Swift. She's not super into the finding all the little clues that she tends to drop, which there are a lot of people who are. She's not super into that, but she loves her music.
Yeah, well, I think she's got great music.
And there's a lot of people who care about her relationship with Travis Kelce, which that episode was showcasing a lot of. They were talking a lot about their things that they do at home, like the sourdough baking. So it wasn't really about the baking of the sourdough. It's letting people in to their personal lives a little bit.
Okay, all right. Well, whoever her marketing director is, wow.
Genius.
Good job. Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, as always, thanks, Derek, for joining the show.
Yep. Have a good rest of your morning.
Okay, you too. All right. There is a new survey out there. Talker Research finds that 80% of Americans care more about the impression they leave on loved ones than on the world. So the study of 2,000 adults shows about 82% report that their priorities shift as they age. Do you think that happens? Do your priorities shift?
Well, yeah,
I think mine have.
Well, I mean, you definitely want to make. I'm more concerned about how my loved ones.
Gosh, me too.
And leaving an impact on them than I am the world.
Yeah, I don't see the world saying, "Wow, that Mary, she was something."
you want your loved ones to say that.
Yes, of course, absolutely. We maybe have time for a little bit more, huh?
Oh yeah.
Let's see, the horror film Weapons. I don't know anything about this. remained atop the box office charts over the weekend, collected about $25 million in its second weekend, a modest 43% decline from its $43 million debut weekend.
I know nothing about that movie.
Me neither. The movie has now grossed $89 million domestically and $148 million globally after 2 weeks. Freakier Friday held second place. No thank you. Jamie Lee Curtis is not a favorite for me. I can't really watch her. Meanwhile, the Fantastic Four: First Steps fell to fourth, still making almost $9 million, so still pretty good. And then Bad Guys 2 was the next in line. So Weapons, a horror film, is in the number one spot. I saw a clip of it.
I haven't even seen a clip.
Yeah, I really don't know too much about it. But we do have, this is nice, Nike co-founder Phil Knight and his wife Penny have donated a record-breaking $2 billion to the Cancer Institute bearing their name at Oregon Health and Science University. The transformative gift will allow the Knight Cancer Institute to double in size and accelerate its pioneering work in early cancer detection and treatment. Nice. The Knights had previously pledged to match a $500 million gift in fundraising, launching the successful Knight Cancer Center Challenge that raised over $1 billion. So now they're going to double that, and they're giving $2 billion. Can you imagine having $2 billion
you can just
to give away? My goodness.
And as somebody who's got a lot of loved ones in Eugene, keep it up, Phil.
Yeah, for sure. The new $2 billion donation will further expand the Institute's integrated model of cutting-edge research, innovative clinical trials, and comprehensive patient support services. So, $2 billion gift. That's a pretty big one. Yeah. First, they were going to give $500 million, and now it's $2 billion. Wow. Yeah, that's a big deal.
That's pretty nice.
All right, coming up on 10 o'clock, that is going to wrap it up for us. And our show today and every day is brought to us by Pioneer Care and by Fergus Monument Company. Have a great Monday.